Disco, lounge, house basement, or block party, car stereo, stoop, or at any other social gathering, we will now allow the beat to continue and proceed to give you more of what you like. This message has been brought to you by the makers of The Way We Swing and the underground Talk How You Like Posse.
Oh, I'll tell you, the wedding was great. Oh, man. Oh, we got to go to Russia. We got to go around the world, but we might as well start right here. And let me tell you, the wedding was a monster. Oh, my main man, Bijon Beatty. My main man, Bijon Beatty, surprised me. You know, my limo man, all express limousines. Oh, man. I ordered 3 limos. I had 5. I looked outside the church and I started sweating. And sure enough, the black limo, oh, no, it was dark blue. The dark blue limo had Kool-Aid in it. So we put all of the little peewees, you know, and whatnot in the blue limo, and they rode to an underground. Oh, but when those limos pulled up, those 5 limos pulled up in front of underground, you know, down at the fountain by the Coca-Cola Pavilion, it was so many white folks out there. It's a shame. I thought I was in Russia somewhere. But man, look, the brother media network or Judge or News, I don't know. Hey, so much to tell in so little time. But hey, the hot news and burning issue of today has to be the situation in Asia, the situation in Eurasia, the Soviet Union. Now, our El President, Boy George Bush, ex-CIA man, right? Ex-CIA man, right? Supposed to be on top of all of the news. Just got back from Russia, taking them dump trucks full of money over there and signing all them treaties, talking about reducing arms. And now this, you know, he's on vacation and Kenny Bunkport don't know what's going on. You know, don't know what's happening. He don't even have a clue. The man is out. Gorbachev is through. Lead poisoning. That's right. Lead poisoning. He's out. Now the hardliners, and check that word out, hardline. You know, we always come up with the adjectives. You remember I told you last week about the Shiite Muslim fundamentalists, you know, kidnappers. Now we got the hardliners. You'll hear that all the time. Ted Koppel's going to run it down. The hardliners. The hardliners have taken over in Russia. So what do you think? Want to hear your opinion on what's going on in the Soviet Union. We've heard from all the experts all day long. We heard from the smart AWBs, you know. Now let's hear from the Talk How You Like Underground Posse. Let's crank it up. Let's go to Duluth. First up is D in Duluth. You're on the Talk How You Like Underground Posse.
Rob, this is D. How you living?
Living extra large.
Oh, man. Hey, I think I want to give you credit, homeboy. Didn't you say something like going to happen a couple months ago?
Partner, you know I can't predict everything happening in the world, but I told you.
Underground Posse's on top of things.
You know, we're not supposed to be thinking globally. You know, we're supposed to be talking locally.
Oh, man, come on. Hey, Gorbachev is gone, man.
He's gone. Garbage truck is gone, Holmes.
He's gone.
You know, and these old boys that are coming in, these hardliners, these are the official scary white folks. These are the real scary white folks. These are the Stalinists. You know, these are the holdovers from World War II. These are some serious suckers, man.
Man, it's the real deal. Check this out, man. Where was our CIA with all this intelligent work?
Yo, they down in Israel somewhere, man. They over in Nicaragua or somewhere, you know?
Hey, but didn't the Soviet Union pull our eyes over it when they had us thinking somewhere else and they doing something in the back door again?
Hey, it happened when we were involved in that little desert war, you know, and it happened again last night. I mean, it's a situation, man, where you never, ever really know. But I tell you one thing.
Hey.
You know, I don't think it's the end of the world, do you?
It's not.
You know, some of these suckers, especially these suckers in the media, running around here like Chicken Little. The sky is falling. The sky is falling.
The stock market going.
Yeah, the stock market suckers jumping out the window, selling car phones, selling their BMWs, you know, scratching their heads. What does this mean? What does this mean? What if? What if? What if? I got so sick of hearing them suckers talking about what if, what if, what if. Hey, man, what it boils down to is this. The Russians would not, they don't like to beg, home.
No.
And it was a demeaning posture.
That's what it is.
That Gorbachev put them in. And, you know, they don't like to beg. They like to take what they want.
That's what it is. Hey, check this out. Hey, Ralph.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still there?
Yeah.
Let me take my wife to that Dominic thing, man. I missed it last year. We went on vacation.
Partner, you call her beggar right off the bat.
Can I beg? Can I be like the Russian? Not beg.
Yeah, you can beg Neal, partner. Tony in Midtown, you're on the Talk How You Like Underground Posse.
Rob, how you living?
Living extra large, Mr. T.
Hey, I got a problem with Mr. Brett Favre, the hillbilly that we got playing. Now, the brother, Mr. Renfro.
Yes, sir.
Pulled us out last preseason when we lose.
Did you see that pretty pass, those couple of pretty touchdowns that they threw when he got in the game?
Yes, I did.
What's the problem with the brother playing quarterback?
And they got, now Brett Hillbilly was back there, went back and got sacked.
Mm-hmm.
Gilbert went back, had him down at the goal line.
Yeah.
Made a dive, as we know how to do. He moonwalked out of it.
Sure did.
And got away and completed a pass.
Mm-hmm.
Now we trying to figure out if he's going to be third or fourth string.
Nah.
We got a problem.
The problem is Sissy Chrissy Miller, as soon as he's reintroduced to Lawrence Taylor or that mean brother that plays on the line with the Philadelphia Eagles, if we play those suckers, as soon as one of these all-pro quarterbacks or cornerbacks or one of these all-pro defensive backs or linebackers get in there on Sissy Chrissy Miller, it's going to be over, home.
I know it.
Oh, my shoulder hadn't quite healed. Oh, medic. Remind me of them suckers I was in Vietnam with. A brother gets shot in the stomach. Brother gets shot in the leg. Half his body's gone. He said, am I going to make it? I say, soldier, brother. One of them little white boys gets shot in the finger. Medic, mama. Soon as Sissy Chrissy Miller gets sacked a couple of times, he's going to throw his helmet down. He's going to throw the ball down. And here comes the Atlanta version of Warren Moon.
Jimmy Dukes needs to purposely miss a block and let him get hit so that Gilbert can get in there and show him how to do it.
Kind of makes you say,
The small thing about baseball, I was reading yesterday in the paper. Now, these brothers make $100,000 a year, the minimum, and they get $57 a game for food money on a road trip, and they're worried about having to eat at McDonald's that they don't have enough money. Give me $100,000, I can take some poor kids out to McDonald's and still have something left over.
and pack me a box lunch of chicken legs and some tater salad.
I'm telling you, I need to at least be able to go to Dominique's game and see what's happening there.
He's begging. I tell you what I'll do, since you like football, we'll send you to the Bill Lucas Classic, because I got a honey on hold, and when she checked in, I had to give her those tickets to Dominique. How about that?
That's cool.
All right, we're going to send you to the Bill Lucas, the first annual Bill Lucas Football Classic being held at the Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. And by the way, man, those stars are in town. The freshmen are in town. They got some stars at Clark AU. I hate to say it, but I thought all the stars were at the yard. I rode over there the other day just for the heck of it, just to see what freshman week looks like. Oh, man, some of the mamas and the papas look about my age. And the cats and the kitties are still as fine as ever. Okay, partner, we got you on hold. You're going to the Bill Lucas Memorial Football Classic Saturday, August the 31st at the Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. That'll probably be one of the next to last games before they blow the place up. You better watch out for some of them dynamite charges my main man Billy U. Payne's got planted over there. But Clark's going to take on Mo Brown, and I suggest you sit on the Mo Brown side. And Alabama State will take on Jackson State, and I suggest you go real close to the field to watch them Thunder Thighs at halftime, homeboy. Homeboy! What?
Get on down and tell them, brother. This is News Radio 640 WGST.
Not discovered something that he will die for. He isn't fit to live.
Looks like Cuba's gonna get a shot in the arm. I can see him now, man. They loading up the groceries. Garbage truck is out. He's gone. The Russians. Oh, Lord. What are we gonna do? The sky is falling. The sky is falling. Welcome to your life. Oh, boy. The sky is falling. We'll find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to rule. Article 127, Clause 7 of the Soviet Constitution. Garbage truck is out. Stalin is in. You know, he tore down all the statues and things and stopped feeding the pigeons. I tell you, they mad now. Ooh, they mad in Russia. Ed, Southwest Atlanta. You're on the talk. How you like Underground Posse?
Good evening, Ralph. How you doing?
Great.
All right, and two things, Ralph. Those perpetrators that were accused of shooting the little girl have been arrested with the help of the community, and let's make sure that the community demands that if they are convicted, right, that they get the maximum penalty that the law allows.
Now, I understand that two girls were fighting. Two sisters were fighting, then two dudes or a group of dudes were supervising the scrap, and then they saw somebody else watching that they didn't like, and then they tried to blow him up, and the girl, little 3-year-old, shot in the chest, down here visiting from Baltimore. I mean, it's sad, my brother.
It's sad.
Now, that's in the hood. What's going on the other side of the world?
Well, what I can't talk to you about, it really is the Soviet Union, I think, as you said, right, incidents that happen in society and the world, right, not necessarily at the time seem to be hooked together. Our Persian Gulf War, it seems it has opened the stage and opened things up right for this type of activity throughout the world. The Soviet Union.
How so?
The Soviet Union, Soviet military saw our military in action.
Okay.
Right. They saw what we could do and how we could do it. They're saying if the New World Order, if this is going to be the military of the New World Order, right, we're going to be out of luck. So it's time that we put forth our military because we don't want to be dominated by these guys. Dominate ourselves. And that we're going to have to make a commitment here to see how far the United States is really going to do it if they have to go against somebody of equal power.
Well, you know, now, I hear what you're saying, and I hear it, and I've been watching what's happening in the world. I recall Afghanistan. I recall the Soviet Union with all of its might and power, just like the United States with all of its might and power, invaded a land full of people who were determined to be free. Now, the measure of their might was of no consequence when it came to the people's determination to be free. So when they went into Afghanistan, they turned tail and ran because the Afghanis didn't want them there. You follow what I'm saying?
Now, I heard something tonight. You said something tonight that I didn't even know about you, right? That you were a Vietnam veteran?
Yeah.
That you also, I'm also a Vietnam veteran. And you know that when we went, the reason we were in Vietnam is not necessarily to help the Vietnamese gain freedom. I was to go there to perfect our military machine.
Exactly.
That's
but hey, the only folks I see Russia jumping on, the only folks I see the Soviet Union jumping on are some old white folks. Black folks and yellow folks and brown folks don't want to hear it, you know? People determined to be free will not be defeated. You know, that's a lesson for everybody to learn. That's a simple political lesson. We're going to take a break. They got an update at the bottom of every hour and the top of every hour. You know how we do it. Going over to Russia, finding out what's happening. I guess we're going to crank up our nuclear warheads. Ooh, the talk how you like underground Posse. The Russians are coming. The Russians are coming. Yeah, I want to see some of them Russian men, those Russian women, I'm sorry, that look like men. You know, them big old railroad workers and things. Boy, I tell you. Let's get back to the calls. We got Chris in downtown, Jonas in Dunwoody. I'd rather talk to Constance in Dunwoody. We got my main man, Mike in Riverdale, and the gorilla is checking in. I want you folks to get your Bibles out and turn to that part of the Bible. I think it's the book of Revelations that talks about Gog and Magog. Gog and Magog. And I want to hear from some of you Nostradamus freaks out there, you know? Nostradamus. Did Nostradamus predict this, you know? And that sucker Newt Gingrich, that little smurf, talking about goons. He's already calling names. You know, I mean, our political leaders, so-called political leaders, especially these little minority whips, these little goons from Carrollton are always quick to call somebody else a name. Now he's talking about these Russian hardliners are goons. Oh, man. Chris in downtown. Thanks for checking in on the Talk How You Like Underground Posse.
Yeah, Raph, how you doing?
Living extra large.
I'm just trying to say, I got two things to say. First of all, I like what happened in Soviet Union.
You do?
Yes, I do.
You've got a vested interest in Russia?
Yes, well, I'm studying Russia. But that's not the main reason. What I'm saying is that my point is that in America we need somebody to oppose the United States, because Bush is almost going to be a dictator if Russia had taken, if Gorbachev was still in power. Okay, you know, people in the Middle East need somebody to back him up, you know, to talk for him. Cuba should be the happiest people on earth now.
Oh, they're straight now?
Yeah, so you know, Bush is angry because his plan is not working. And besides, where was the CIA when all these things happened?
You know, and the flip side of all of this, the good side, is maybe this foreign policy sucker Bush, you know, he's all on this big foreign policy tip, giving money to these Chinese stomping students. Maybe he can pay more attention to the domestic situation here.
When we talk about who's dumb and who's not, just look at white people, how dumb they are. The so-called intelligence agency, they were sitting back probably in their bathtubs and with women. They didn't know what was going on playing golf. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, Chris, thank you, my brother. Let's go to Constance in Dunwoody. Constance, you're on the Talk How You Like Underground Posse.
Hey, Ralph, how you doing today?
Oh, man, put your wife on the phone.
And she don't want to talk to you.
Why?
She said you're too old.
I'm too old.
Too old.
Don't start that.
Hey, check this out. I want to talk about Paul wrote a real powerful letter to Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Paul who?
Paul, your partner that got locked up.
Oh, yeah, my main man, Paul over at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, he dogged out the newspaper about Gone with the Wind.
Where is the article? Where is it?
Sunday. Perspective page.
I got it right here. Paul Philpott, Gone with the Wind, hoopla, insults African Americans.
Yep.
He is a tough dude. I didn't know this was his article. Joe gave it to me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's his article.
This is a letter from the jail, Paul Philpott.
Yep, and they gave him they had him in the Metro section too about him being locked up.
Mm-hmm.
But the letter's real powerful.
It's a very powerful letter. If we have time, I'll be glad to read it.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, thank you. He's talking about Atlanta's paper of record has challenged the dignity of African Americans by repeatedly celebrating in its pages the recent publication of the sequel to Margaret Mitchell's obscenity, Gone with the Wind. Get down, Paul Philpott. But this is the last paragraph, and this is the smoking part here. Had it the power, Atlanta's African-American majority would efface the gargoyles etched into the side of Stone Mountain and replace those carvings with the brave figures of those who fought for the liberties of all Southerners. Nat Turner, Denmark Vesey. Who is this? Harriet Tubman, Gabriel Prosser. Hey, and other such heroes. My main man, Paul, writing from the jail. Boy, I tell you, he's a tough dude. I'm scared of Paul. I'm serious. He's got more gusto than a lot of these so-called suckers that I know. Old Paul getting down from the jail cell. I wonder what, I guess they gave him pencils and paper. Hey, Paul, here's to you, buddy. Good article, I tell you. To anyone who understands history and who cares for the conditions of African Americans, Dixie is a dirty word and Gone with the Wind is a dirty movie. You'll hardly find a single black person who ever uses that word or who has ever sat through the movie. Paul Philpott. I got to get him down here for a full 3-hour show. Tough dude. I've got his T-shirt back there in my office. I got to go get it. He's got a Nazi swastika on the T-shirt, and he's also got a rebel flag with one of those, slash circles with the slash. No. Hey, Mike in Riverdale. You're on the Talk How You Like Underground Posse.
Yo, what's up? Listen.
My brother, there's another perpetrator in Riverdale. That's the only reason I didn't go to you right off the bat, because he's been calling up claiming he's Mike from Riverdale.
Oh, no. Don't have to change my handle.
No, well, as long as I'm going to tell her to highlight your call whenever you're calling. You, Dr. Bob, a couple of others are Haywood from East Point, a couple of others are cold-blooded.
Well, I tell you what I can do is I can work my magic with my computer here. We'll get a direct fiber line right into your show.
There you go. There you go.
But the main reason why I called, man, is I read the article from Mona on Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
You might want to read it a little bit closer, though.
I read it in depth.
Well, see, but for the most part...
Where's your problem with the article?
There's one paragraph in particular I'll call your attention to.
Sure, I've got it right here in front of me.
Column, it's the paragraph that starts with, "Is that what the director thinks?"
Oh, yeah. Is that what the director thinks? Perhaps, but he provides plenty of evidence to the contrary in the story.
Right.
The power structure represented by a bad cop and a nice college recruiter is not white, but black. And the theme of the film is self-destruction, not victimhood.
Now, that paragraph in particular is why I have a problem, because granted, for the most part, she's correct in the article, but that paragraph suggests to me the same kind of sick attitude that a lot of conservatives have, which is... Yeah, there are problems in the black community, but they just like that.
Yeah, because her bottom line plea is for black people to listen to the conservatives.
Exactly. And another thing...
Because all the liberals' activities have failed us.
Right, and another point to make is, if you read the article, she practically told the whole story.
She did tell the whole story of the flick.
But conveniently, parts like when he shot through the door, they had to wait in the front yard for 2 hours for the cops to show up.
But by and large, Mike, I really don't have a problem with her editorial out of Washington, because what it does is it gives credence, or it gives credit to the movie for white folks. And this is really what I've been wanting. I've been wanting white folks to say, okay, it's okay, let's go see it. Unlike Spike Lee's thing, Do the Right Thing. They talked about it so badly that nobody even wanted to go because everybody predicted riots when you saw it.
Good point.
But in this particular article, in her editorial, she gives the movie, I would say, an A. She gives it an 8.
Okay, well, you know, I hate to be nitpicking, but Ralph, you know, I had to just that one paragraph.
Well, that's all right. I'm glad you found it. I'm glad you found
The whole
it.
thing would have been slamming. But
That's true.
One paragraph.
She did. She done good. And also, old Richard Reeves, they threw his little other voice in there.
Right.
And he said he saw it, and he said that this documentary of dreams and despair in a foreign place is the most important American movie this year. That's powerful.
They hit it right on.
Hey, appreciate your call, Doctor. All right. I missed you, too, Mike. I missed you out at Evans Toyota. I missed you at the other thing that I did. Hopefully, I get around to checking you out there in Riverdale, man. I want to take a peep at your front yard. You know, my daddy always told me you can tell a whole lot about folks, you know, by their front yard. You know, I got to check out your lawn, see what your lawn looks like. See if you got some scrubbery and things, you know, that needs a little trimming.
You spend your money with a polka dot person, you create a job for a polka dot person, you stabilize a polka dot family, and you make a polka dot community safe and happy. You spend no money with a black person, you create no jobs for black people, you stabilize no black families, and you make no black community safe and happy.
Hi, people in there, they just plain fell on their face.
But guerrilla folks in this country have for years predicted the demise of the Soviet Union, and they continue to get stronger despite the fact that they're allegedly starving. They got to stand in line for food. But they're getting bigger and badder.
They're not getting stronger. Listen, and by the way,
they're not getting stronger.
Nah, our intelligence community predicted the downfall of Gorbachev about 5 months after he started to talk about this reform thing. They didn't nail the time, but everybody...
But they didn't predict the form in which he would fall. They didn't say that they were going to move into the streets with tanks and you know, and as a result of them not accurately predicting it, we didn't get the what ifs. What if? We didn't get all of those what if scenarios.
Do you want to hear my scenario?
Yeah, I would love to hear your scenario.
Okay, first of all, Gorbachev, I don't believe, has been killed yet.
Oh, he's got lead poisoning.
He may be useful. He may be useful.
How so, gorilla?
Because after a sufficient amount of scaring people's gone on, they've rolled the tanks around, they've put on a good little show for the foreign camera people. Then they're going to come out, all of a sudden Gorby's going to be back up there, not in full power, because they've had, that country has a bad history of, they've had enough from having one person have all the power. They're going to divide it among people. And he's going to come back and say, hey, look, if we don't get some help, all crap's going to break loose over here.
I think Gorbachev is through. And I'm going to tell you my scenario. I listen to yours. My scenario, gorilla, is that Gorbachev to Russia is what Jimmy Carter was to this country. Jimmy Carter came out and spoke the truth. Jimmy Carter came to the people. He came straight. He was real with the people. He told us we needed to conserve energy. He told us this and he told us that. We didn't want to hear it. And we perceived Jimmy Carter as being weak. The same thing with Garbage Truck. He has come to his people with the reality of what the situation is. And the perception within his own country is that he's weak. And so now the Ronald Reagans of the Soviet Union have stepped back in. I don't think you'll see Garbage Truck again. You remember when Khrushchev disappeared? He didn't come back.
Khrushchev lived a long time before he died.
He did, but he did not come back on the political scene. He was beating his shoe on the table in the UN. We will better you. We will better you. He was raising all kind of hell. Then all of a sudden, boop, no more Khrushchev, no more Nikita.
I also think Fidel Castro isn't going to be happy either, because nothing that goes on in the Soviet Union that upsets their economy any worse is going to do Fidel any good.
Man, Fidel is happy because they're strong again. He's going to export his brand of foreign aid, which is military strength. Whenever Russia gets ready to do some damage, and they need some help on this side of the planet, hey,
they got their Gurkhas.
Yeah, Castro will be right here, my man. Appreciate your call. We got a mobile caller. Joe on a mobile phone. You're next on the Talk How You Like Posse.
Hey, Ralph, how you doing?
Living large, Joey.
I enjoy listening to you. You give me a different perspective other than Rush and Neal.
Well, good.
Although I have to disagree with you on several things.
All right, make it plain.
All right. First of all, Gone with the Wind and all this stuff. I haven't seen Boys in the Hood, but I've seen the commercials, and I can't speak on that. So, anyway, Gone with the Wind is pure entertainment. It may have some historical fact. I don't know. I wasn't alive then, neither were you. I mean, you can't speak on that.
Yes, I can. Gone with the Wind is Hollywood's form. See, the movies are very powerful in this country. The movies create images. And the same thing that Hollywood does with a Tarzan in creating a big white male mystique, they did the same thing with Gone with the Wind, romanticizing the most oppressive history in the most oppressive time in the history of this country, man. Gone with the Wind is an obscenity.
Okay, Ralph, from your point of view. But if you look at it from a white point of view, it's another time, another romantic past. Everybody likes to look back on...
What's romantic about slaves, man? What's romantic about picking cotton?
It's not the slaves that are romantic. It's the big houses, the big fields, the...
Most of the folks
the leisurely sipping of mint juleps. That's what's romantic, Ralph.
But, Joe, the most of the white folks I saw in Gone with the Wind were poor white trash.
No, Ralph.
Yes.
No.
You only had Scarlett's family and then that other guy, that little punk who died of...
Maybe all the whites today want to think that maybe we would have been the as you put it, slave owners and the oppressors. But it's a romantic point of view. That's the way they look at it.
No, sir. Gone with the Wind is an obscenity, my friend. I just hate it. Miss Scarlett, I don't know nothing about bumping no babies. 233-WGST, 1-800-FON-WGST. Return with us now to those days of Tara. Things have changed here. Miss Scarlett, well, she's in some insane asylum down in Millersville. Mr. Red, well, he's got his own cable television network. And Mammy, she's got her own TV show. She changed her name to Okra because she loved that okra so much. And Prissy, Lord, she started singing and she got her a group called the Supremes. Yeah, Gone with the Wind. I'm in charge of Tara now. And my number is 233-WGST, 1-800-FON-WGST. And just like in the days of Tara, I can't stand poor white trash. Oh, yeah, and by the way, I'm armed, too, now. You know, the slaves got guns now, you know?
Maybe News Radio 640 WGST is your second favorite radio station, and FM music is your first choice. Well, that's okay, but just remember, when something big happens, your FM station won't tell you until the music sweep ends. So lock your first radio button on 640 AM. And when they get around to telling you, hit that first button and come over to us and get the full story. Because even if we're your second choice, we're still first for news, traffic, and weather. News Radio 640 WGST.
It's finally here. The Goodyear Buy 3, Get the 4th Tire free sale. Buy 3 Invicta GL all-season radios and get the 4th Invicta GL free. Buy 3 Eagle ST Performance radios and get the 4th Eagle ST free. Or buy 3 Wrangler HT Light Truck radios and get the 4th Wrangler HT free. Don't miss out. See your participating Goodyear retailer today for the sale you've been waiting for. But don't wait too long. Sale ends September 7th.
Okay, laundry logic. One huge wash takes less time than a lot of little washes. Well, Sears Brand Central has a Kenmore large capacity heavy-duty washer on sale for only $278. Save $29. And there's a matching dryer for just $238. You save $19. If your arithmetic's rusty, that's $516 for the pair. Save $48. Sale ends Saturday at Sears Brand Central. The brands you want at the store you trust. Prices may vary in Alaska, Hawaii, and Puerto Rico.
Dixie is a dirty word. Jefferson Davis, Robert E. Lee, they were no Southern gentlemen. They were treasonous villains. Gone with the Wind was nothing but garbage. Nothing but garbage. 233 WGST. No redeeming value whatsoever in that slummy movie. And Margaret Mitchell with her crazy self. I tell you, it makes me sick. Now they got a sequel for that mess. Let's go to our mobile caller, Vince, on a mobile phone. You're on the talk. How you like Underground Posse?
Hey, Ralph, how you doing tonight?
Great, Vince. What are you doing? Riding around, showing off?
Nah, I'm up here trying to get to the lake.
Oh, listen at you.
Dark. Hey, I agree with you, Ralph. To me, Gone with the Wind is an embarrassment. It may be indicative of the times, but it's times we should put behind us.
Thank you.
You're right. I'm disagreeing. I'm concurring.
I can't even sit and watch the whole thing without cringing, knowing that, they're showing what's up front, but they're not showing what's going on behind the plantation shack and what made those big houses, or what made it such a romantic era. And it's embarrassing. That's all I got to say.
All right, appreciate your call. And the part I really liked the best, and I did sit through the whole movie, so I can speak with some authority. The part I liked the best was when she was walking, when Miss Scarlett was playing that nurse role, and she was walking through all of them shot up, all of them dead Johnny Rebs, especially the ones with their heads blown off. Joe in Midtown, you're on the Talk How You Like Underground Posse.
Ralph, you're taking over Tara?
Yeah, I got Tara.
I think I saw you out front, wearing the zoot suit and the pink Cadillac with the ermine mud flaps.
Yeah, right.
Is that you?
Yes, me, homie.
But now, wait.
With that 9mm stuck down between my legs.
Okay. Let me ask you something. Yeah, I think, we're kind of confusing the film with reality. I saw Superfly and Shaft a few years ago. Are black people like that?
Yeah. Yeah, we wear big hats and we snort cocaine. Yeah.
I can see where, the misperception would come in there, where all the white people are now slave owners. And
oh, that's a very intelligent, snide kind of comment you're making here, Joe.
Now, Ralph.
You don't think it's sailing over my little insignificant head, do you?
No, the problem that we have with the majority of your audience, the simps that listen to you, is simply this. You can't distinguish what they see in the movie theater from what real life is.
No, the problem that you have with the simps that listen to my show is that you don't understand black people with intelligence speaking an opposing position to you little smart-ass white boys who like to call in and act like the world revolves around y'all. It doesn't. I got a sad situation to bring to you, home. The black folks are standing up. Ain't no more colored boys.
How can you say it's a sad situation?
Because y'all want to run things. You got Neal all day. Then you come on with Rush. Then you come in and you run around here hollering with Brian, talking about this and talking about that. And when we bring our perspective to the radio, you can't stand it, homeboy. You think my numbers are climbing with a bunch of simps? Do you think folks are tuning in all across 4-5 states because it's a bunch of simps tuning in, homeboy?
No, because it makes us feel that much better.
Do me a favor, sucker. Get out of town. Just get gone and don't come back, buddy boy. Don't come back. Daughter of baby. From your womb shall come the firstborn of a king, giving birth to a mighty nation of blood-stained spears and thundering. That's what's coming, Joe. That's what's coming, Joe. Hey, John and Lilburn, quickly before we take this break, we've got time for your comment.
How about you, Ralph?
How about you, John?
Oh, I was just calling in about these idiots that think Gone with the Wind was some true-to-life drama. I hear all these white people fascinating about this, and they don't realize they were probably living poorer than poor, and it was the elite that had the slaves. I went up to Nashville recently and visited a battlefield, and there was 4 generals killed at this battle. Southern generals, every one of them were lawyers. If you wanted to get rank, you had to be rich. We were reading a book recently, and it was about the Civil War. They took a boy in for 2 years, and then they extended his contract and made him stay in for 5 years. You could go home if you owned more than 7 slaves. I tell you, it's the poor man fighting the rich man's war.
That's basically what it was. Basically what it was. The aristocracy of the southern plantation owner and the planter in those days was a very arrogant form of life. It was oppressive to black people and arrogant and oppressive to white people.
And most of the white people lived worse than the slaves because they couldn't get a job because the rich man had slaves to do it for free.
Exactly, and most of the poor white trash were envious of the slaves. Thus, you find the majority of those people being the racists in the society.
They're the ones that still hate them today.
Exactly, those and their descendants.
And they don't know why.
And they don't know why. John, I appreciate that intelligent comment coming from Lilburn. Thank you very much. 233-WGST, 1-800-FON-WGST. I see my main man, Gene Michaels, is in here. It's time for him to do that professional job of the news. Hey, we've got tickets to give away. 233-WGST, 1-800-FON-WGST. Got a got another hour coming up. What's happening in Russia? We're going to talk about that. What's happening in Atlanta? The Falcons, what do you think they're going to do? The season's going to be opening soon. I tell you, boy. The Russians. Yeah, right. From Ben Hill on this end.
With another girl, playing with another heart. Placing high stakes, making hard stakes. He's loved in 7 languages. Toolbox light, diamond light, ruby light. High in the sky. Heaven help him. When he falls.
Oh, Zigzag Zale was on TV this weekend. You know, now all these state workers are worried about who's going to get chopped by this big axe that's going to fall. Yeah, big Zigzag Zale's going to lay them off. I tell you, those suckers thought they were secure working for the state. Now it looks like they're going to be in the lines of the unemployed. Want you state workers to call in and tell me what you think about Ziggy's speech last night. It was last night. I was gazing at the television through a weekend stupor, and I heard that distinctive southern drawl that is distinctive to my main man, the former lieutenant governor with the chopped off finger. Zigzag Zale's gonna bring that axe down, boy, I tell you. Wonder who's gonna get cut. Hope he doesn't cut my little sister. Who's gonna be laid off? And should anybody be laid off? Or what?
No need to ask, he's a smooth operator.
Yeah, they're gonna be looking at the operations of the state. And here's a story out there in California. A Los Angeles man's wife was killed by him. No, she was killed by her son. That's right. She was killed by her son and buried in the backyard of their former home 5 years after they moved away. And now the little kid is pleading guilty to manslaughter. He was turned in. No, the guy killed his wife. That's right. His son turned him in. Would you turn in your parent or your relative on a crime? Some of y'all been snitching, you know. I wonder what other crimes would you commit your parents to the penitentiary for, you know? I tell you. And I see here where Maynard Jackson, his honor, Big Red, paid back $4,000 in travel and other charges. Maynard doesn't want y'all on his back. Says he's deeply embarrassed. And he's even going to pay back his wife's charges. Yeah, right. And, of course, there's Clarence Thomas. He's still in the news. The ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union, won't take a stand on the nomination of Clarence Thomas to the United States Supreme Court. The ACLU is backing off. And whatever happened to that meeting down there in Birmingham? The bash that the SCLC had, you know? Did they make a decision? Who knows? Oh, really? Who cares, you know? 233-WGST, 1-800-FON-WGST. Garbage truck is out over there in Russia. And really, frankly, Scarlett, I don't give a damn. It's cold. I'm just cold. I'm cold. Everybody's checking in, wants to talk about Gone with the Wind. We got Linda up there around that obscene rock they call Stone Mountain. We've got Jim in Southeast. He wants to talk about Gone with the Wind. The lines are filling up. I guess I'll cut the music off and get back to the calls. I tell you, Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind. You know, I enjoyed that Civil War documentary that was on PBS last year, and it's going to be coming back. Excellent treatment of the war. It shows it from every side, from the Union's perspective, from the rebel secessionist perspective. And it also shows a little slave perspective, and it shows a little abolitionist perspective, and they really get into the head of one Abraham Lincoln, who was at that time more concerned about preservation of the Union as opposed to freeing the slaves. What are your thoughts on old Abe? Is he all that he was cranked up to be, or what? And, you know, most white folks in the South say that Abraham Lincoln was part black. Jim in Southeast, you're on the talk. How you like Underground Posse?
Hey, Ralph, how you doing?
Hey, Jim, great, man.
You know, I don't think most Southerners or most Americans are aware of the fact that fewer than 5% of all Southerners ever owned any slaves. That is according to one of the leading historians in America today, a black historian at the University of Chicago, John Hope Franklin.
John Hope Franklin. He's renowned, and I will accept those statistics as quoted by you.
And they used his textbooks at Georgia State University in Civil War to 1900 courses.
He once spoke at a couple of assemblies that I attended over there at Morehouse College. He's got a real long head, but he's got a lot of knowledge in that head.
And you can read his history books, and you will not know that it's a black man writing it.
Oh, no.
Because it's unbiased.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody claims that, well, a black man can't write an unbiased history book.
Oh, it's not logical.
I know it. But it is unbiased, and he's one of the best historians around today.
That's right. I'm surprised that you have read some of his work.
Oh, yes. That's required in one of the Reconstruction to 1900 course at Georgia State University. That's reading.
You know, we could learn a lot about the Reconstruction period. A lot of people don't really pay too much attention to that period in this nation's history, but we can learn a whole lot about how, we can look at how we rebuilt Japan and how we rebuilt Germany, but when it came to reconstructing the South, and that was the term that they used, Reconstruction, it was mostly left to the hands of some scallywags and carpetbaggers, man.
That's true.
And, everybody was more concerned about going west, young man, as opposed to coming back down south and rebuilding the South. But we're back. We're back. They're putting up the dome. Have you seen the dome lately? They've almost got the roof up, man. They got these big stilts in the middle, man. I want to be there when they raise the roof on that sucker.
Well, speaking of state government, did you know Georgia has one of the highest percentages of state employees of any state government in the nation today? We've got about 10,000, maybe 20,000 too many employees in state government.
Folks chomping at the government trough. That's what it is.
And we've got 70,000 state employees statewide.
I think if they turn some of those jobs over to the private sector, you would find more people in the private. Yes. 233 WGST. We're going to come back to you, Linda. And Miss Mandala, Winnie Mandala from South DeKalb is checking in. Yeah, don't cry on my shoulder. All them bombs we sent over there to Russia and money we've been fixing up Russia, trying to prop Russia up, while the cities right here, the major metropolitan areas in this country have been going down, down, and down, down, and down, I tell you. Oh, I'll keep holding on. I'll keep holding on.
This is O'Neal Williams. Join me.
Cliff Livingston,
Moses,
and many more.
Tickets are available through the Omni box office and all Ticketmaster locations. And remember, a mind
not to have a mind is very wasteful, or to lose one's mind is very wasteful.
Hi, this is Tom Hughes, and I postseason play 2, beginning in 1992, right here on News Radio 640 WGST.
Coming back at you strong. 233 WGST, 1-800-FON WGST. This is the talk. How you like Underground Posse? I got a new brother-in-law, Moses Conrad Norman. And I took back that $200 tuxedo, Right now, I guess they're vacationing. Oh, no, they're cruising. They're on a cruise. They're going from where? Fort Lauderdale to the Bahamas. They're going down to Bimini. Yeah, I shed a tear. Boy, I shed a tear. I was crying because all those fine girls were covered in the church. Being the head usher has its privileges, I saw the girl who sells the T-shirts at the Omni. I didn't even know her name, but I put her on my arm, and I took her right down front because she was so fine. I took all the fine sisters down front. All the Oprahs and the Whoopies, I had to make them sit in the back, It was a couple of Oprahs and Whoopies showing up for the wedding, Late as usual, Late, them big girl dresses on. Hey, but I took Abalonia down front, right down front. Linda, Stone Mountain, you're on the talk. How you like Underground Posse?
How are you doing, Ralph?
Doing all right, darling. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm a first-time caller, and I just want to say I really enjoy your show.
Well, thank you.
But I would like to give you my perspective of Gone with the Wind.
I would certainly appreciate it if you would, darling.
I'm a Southerner. My family has been in Georgia for many, many years, and I am in my early 30s, and I just want to say by reading Gone with the Wind and movies like Driving Miss Daisy and things like that, I don't see it. I understand your point of view on it, but the way I look at it is it's showing that certain time and how wrong it was. With Gone with the Wind, even though my great-great-grandfather fought in the Civil War, thank God that we lost. And I just want to say that it helps me, someone that did not really remember the civil rights movement and so forth like that, to see things like that and see how wrong it was and see where we were and where we need to go.
That's a very honest perspective, and I am glad you checked in with it. The only unfortunate situation that I want to just add, I like to add when folks call in.
Right.
During the 30s, I think that's when that movie premiered, 1939, downtown at the current location of, the old location of the current location of the Georgia Pacific Building, but it was the old Lowe's Grand. At that time, black people couldn't even go in the movie and watch it, and then at the same time, the way that they did the people who, the black people who were in the movie, there was not a positive role model in the movie for me, although Butterfly McQueen did win an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. That was about the best thing that came out of Gone with the Wind. A couple of folks got jobs, but that Miss Preston, Miss Scarlett, I don't know nothing about birthing no babies. Big Jim, when this big musty, big black colored man came up to rescue Miss O'Hara from the poor white trash. I said to myself, oh, Lord, you ain't got to worry about nothing, Miss Scarlett. Big Jim's got you now. Big Jim got you now. I said to myself, yeah, right, Hey, but Linda, I appreciate you checking in.
Well, I do know that when Butterfly McQueen was in town for the re-premiere, from what I understand, that the black actors and actresses were not even welcome to the first premiere, but it was wonderful to hear her talk about, even though they were not even welcome at the first premiere, how far we've come and that they were at the second premiere and how bad that was that they weren't at the first one.
You're correct.
So I guess I might be looking at it differently than a lot of people, but I'm looking at it from the point of I know that Gone with the Wind kind of romanticizes a lot of that, but I look at how bad it was and that, the Scarlett O'Haras and all that, they did lose everything.
But she came back on her feet. She came back strong, and that is a tribute to Southern women. I would, if I was a white Southern female, I would be proud of a Scarlett O'Hara. She built the thing right back up. She got in the lumber business, and even under the sheets, she negotiated her life to a situation where she was pretty much well off.
Right.
Hey, Linda, thank you. You did good. All right. Thank you for checking in. And, there are a lot of movies that are out. That portray that particular history, that particular part of our history. And the one that I like the best, and it happened to have Clark Gable in it, and it's called A Band of Angels. It's about Clark Gable being an ex-slave trader, and his claw, Raru, played by Sidney Poitier, and his slave, his high yellow slave that he bought and put up in a castle down in New Orleans, Louisiana. That was a good movie, although it romanticized that particular era, but it was a good movie, and it was filmed here also in Georgia and parts of South Carolina. Band of Angels. Hell of a flick. Gone with the Wind? Let's go to Winnie Mandala in DeKalb. You're on the Talk How You Like Underground Posse.
Hi, Ralph. This is my first time calling. I do hear you just about every day. I called on you a little late this evening, so I don't know what the topic is.
It's just open lines. Talk how you like.
Real great. Well, I am so confused today, and I want you to help me on this issue. This afternoon, I was in a cut-rate store, and there were 4 little black boys who were being ushered through the store hurriedly by 2 grown men for stealing. Stealing is wrong, and I don't care who will do it. It is wrong. Mm-hmm. They were taken in the back in the area that said unauthorized personnel. I became quite concerned because they were in there I was in the toy department trying to find a toy, and they were back there so long. I went in the back, and I asked them, have the children's parents been called? They said no, they had called the juvenile authorities. I asked this other man, he said they'd call the police, but they were locked up in a room back there. So a lady came out because they asked me to leave. They said I was not supposed to be back there in the middle of my business, which was true. I was just a customer in the store. So a lady came out and she told me that they were screaming and they had those children terrorized back there. But an employee of the store couldn't say anything because she needed her job. Now, I'm trying to find out if someone could straighten me out as to if I was wrong in trying to more or less find out just what the deal was. Because, like I say, I know stealing is wrong, but they were handling the children really. A man told me, he says, well, one of them kicked me, and I have low tolerance of these type situations. But I saw the little boy going out of the store when they brought him in. His shirt was off, and the oldest one couldn't have been over 9.
9 years old, and they're stealing.
Yes.
All right, let me say this. What you did was all right. But I'm going to go with the store officials on this one. I think a lot of these merchants, and they'll tell you they're losing stuff out of the back door through employee theft and through these little boys just walking in and shoplifting and whatever. Well, they call it shoplifting. It's really stealing. Right. I think if this is their first encounter with the law, it needs to be a traumatic one. Now, anything short of physical brutality, I think they need to terrorize them mentally. That will keep the thought out of their mind, and next time they want to come in and take somebody's stuff. Now, I'm sure that, you empathize with the young people in terms of the possibility of them meeting a bad situation. But, hey, they made their bed, and by goodness, they should have to lie in it. So what you did was cool. Don't get me wrong. What you did was cool, but you ain't got no business in there stealing. None whatsoever. And I can't empathize with them. I think the store manager, some of the security guards down there at Rich's, I know them, and they would all laugh. They would tell me from time to time whenever they would catch a perpetrator in there stealing, they would watch them until they got what they were going to get, and then they would get them outside and tap them on the shoulder a couple of times, and they really relish tapping them on the shoulder. There's no brutality, don't get me wrong, but, a lot of times you got to put the fear of God into some of these thieves. 233-WGST, 1-800-FON-WGST. Talk how you like. Gonna come back to Greg in Stone Mountain, Keith's on the mobile phone, and Penny Lover in Decatur. And tell them Ralph from Ben Hill sent you.
Do you know there are only 44 sounds in the English language?
We must support the strong. We must give courage to the timid. We must remind the indifferent. And we must warn the opposed. Civil rights, which are God-given and constitutionally guaranteed, are not negotiable in 1963.
My God, man, this is 1991, Whitney Young, and they're still trying to negotiate your civil rights. Let's go to Greg in Stone Mountain. Greg, you're on the Underground Talk How You Like Posse.
Pretty good, Rob. How you doing?
Doing great.
Good, man. I'm a first-time caller.
All right.
I just moved here from Denver, I guess, about 6 months ago.
I didn't know we were in Denver.
No, I just moved here.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't know we were in Denver.
Yeah, quite a few of us. We got a black mayor in Denver now, by the way.
Right. I understand y'all selling that black basketball team, too.
Sports fan, and my question has to do with sports.
All right.
I enjoy reading the sports page here at the Journal-Constitution, but I have a problem with an editor there. And I know you're a sports fan also. Do you think Furman Bishop is a racist?
Yeah.
Okay. I do too, and I was trying to give him a break, but all of our articles are slanted, and I just want to see what you thought. You answered my question.
Well, he's a holdover. There used to be a guy over there by the name of Jesse Otler who was very, very good. Furman Bishop is a holdover from some of those old-time Southern gentleman-type writers who try to romanticize sports. They come from an era when Bear Bryant played all white boys and when we didn't have any professional teams in this town. And folks like Red Barber and the other real sports writers were really raising hell. These are the kinds of holdovers that we're forced to deal with down here in the South. Thank God Furman Bishop is about 20 minutes away from being room temperature. You know what I mean?
You want freedom? Buy it. And if you don't want to buy it, just sit in front of your television, watch your color TV, drive your BMW, drink your beer, and shut up.
Donna, you wouldn't talk to me today. Donna,
I will have nothing.
Don't cut me off, baby. Donna,
I who am no one. Adore you.
Oh, 11 alive.
And want you so.
Not Renee.
I'm just a no one with nothing to give you but love.
Donna.
I love you.
Oh, baby, 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 baby.
He buys you dime.
I heard about that charge card.
Right.
That cubic zirconia. Hi, this is Tom Shane.
But believe me,
oh baby,
feel what I say.
I'm coming to the party.
That he can give you the world, but he'll never love you the way.
Donna,
I love you. He can take you any place he wants.
McDonald's
to fancy clubs.
This is it. This is it.
Where I can only watch you with.
Oh,
my nose pressed up against Donna's window pane.
Donna Lowery.
I will have nothing. I will have no one. Must watch you.
Oh, baby. I heard about this big party coming up this weekend. I want to tell the whole posse about it. Y'all stay tuned. My main man's having a party for Donna. Spent big money. Oh, Papa Gold, Harold Lamar's going to be spinning the records. I found out about it. Oh, through the grapevine. I'm going to be there. We're going to stage some theatrics that the world has never seen. We're going to get out a big limo dressed up like the guys from The Godfather with some violin cases and smoke bombs. I'm going to have me a big PA system. I'm calling him out. I'm calling him out. When I was a kid, we used to do this at parties all the time. We used to call it TTMFO. And he's turned this out. You know, we're going to turn it out. I'm going to turn one party out, and it's across the street from my crib. How dare they? How dare they party across the street from my house? Hey, Posse, stay tuned. I'm going to need Stretch, and I'm going to need Andre and some of my muscle-bound partners from the Underground Talk How You Like Posse to crash this party. Penny Lover in Decatur. You're on the Talk How You Like Underground Posse.
Hi, Ralph. How are you?
Living large.
And I'm blessed. I'd like to say that I listen to you all the time, and I enjoy your show.
Are you blessed?
Yes, I am.
Are you saved?
Yes, I am.
Hallelujah.
I would like to. I'd like to talk about Gone with the Wind.
Sure.
In my younger days, I used to read a lot, and I found Gone with the Wind. It's a very entertaining book. You can't take that away from it.
No.
I read the book 3 or 4 times. However, you are right in that it does portray a fictional South. But it is true in that it says that white women run American society. They're the backbone of the American society because the white man has bred them to be that way. And that is why it's taboo for a black man to have a white woman in the South.
But you notice how they put white women up on a pedestal, and they still do by and large nowadays. They put them up on a pedestal, and in those days, while their women were on the pedestal, they were raping our women.
That's true. That's true, and that's why Reggie Theus got run out of town, because he...
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me you know about that, too?
Yes, I do.
You mean to tell me... Now, see, they tried to fire Harry Lyles from KISS 104, and that Smurf came over there to the station to meet the morning crew, and he claimed that we were spreading lies, but I knew what Reggie Theus was doing, and he was bumping heads with some folks.
That's right, and that's why Reggie Theus is no longer with us.
But, you know, he's from California, and he's got that Greek Adonis-type body, the green eyes and the curly hair, very handsome black man, and, you know, he could have any woman that he wanted.
This is true. But
just so happened he forgot where he was.
That's right. When you come to Georgia, it's a whole different atmosphere.
When in Rome, Georgia, you got to do as the Romans do.
All right, that's all I wanted to say. Enjoyed talking.
Well, Penny, enjoyed your call. Thanks for checking in on the Talk How You Like Posse. Let's go back to Decatur. And Dr. Loweman, you're on the Talk How You Like Underground Posse.
All right, how you doing today?
Great, Loweman.
No, it's not Roman, it's Lukeman.
Lukeman, okay, I thought it was Loweman. I'm sorry. Lukeman.
That's a long ways, ain't it?
Yeah.
Well, I was calling concerning the issue the young lady brought up earlier.
About the little thugs stealing?
Well, you can call them thugs, but they still part of you now.
They part of me, home, but you know they bad. That's the bad part of me. I can't be proud of drunks, winos, and thugs and crooks.
Yeah, you can't be proud of them. That's true enough, but I do applaud the woman for at least taking the time, whether they were wrong or right, to check on them, you know.
Yeah, I can applaud her. She reminds me of the sister in a degree, the sister up in Milwaukee.
That's true. And we have to do that.
We need concern.
How bad our people are. We have to at least keep check on one another. If that wasn't the case, then, you know, it was the Caucasian, if you think about in Los Angeles, that turned in a specific tape
True.
You understand what I'm saying?
I follow. He turned into Rodney King episode.
There you go. So if that hadn't taken place, Rodney King would be almost a millionaire now.
Well, has Rodney gotten any money?
He's going to get it.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Well, I ask you one more thing you made a statement about, too, about Nostradamus being the one that made all these predictions.
Yeah, did he accurately predict this?
Well, let's put it like this, right? I know another man that is more recent.
Who is that?
Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Uh-oh.
All of America.
Uh-oh.
All right, now.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, Doctor. 233-WGST, 1-800-FON-WGST. Joe in Dunwoody, you'll be next. Frank in Southwest checks in, too. I don't know which one to take first, Frank or Joe. Hey, 233-WGST. Either one of them are going to drive me crazy.
Got me going crazy. You got me going crazy, baby.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, that's so.
Secondly,
my fault.
Band of Angels?
Yeah.
That was filmed in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, near Southern University.
Oh, that's right.
I was a student at the time. And,
that's right. My fault.
And one of my classmates actually did the scene when Sidney Poitier or Raoul was being chased.
Very good correction on both points. I appreciate it. It was not Butterfly McQueen. Hattie McDaniels played the part of Mammy and got the Oscar.
Exactly.
Looked like Okra a little bit. And this Gone with the Wind, Band of Angels was filmed in Louisiana. My fault.
They used a lot of the students at Southern University.
Yeah, I remember. And it was done back in the late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah, I'll tell my age if I...
That's right. I see your age, Romeo.
Okay, enjoy your program. Keep.
All right. Hey, wait a minute.
Okay.
Now, your people coming to town. Have you heard any talk about just how many of your people are going to come to town when Southern plays South Carolina State?
I really don't know.
Big game sponsored by the 100 Black Men right here in Atlanta is going to benefit a great cause.
One thing, Ralph, let me say this.
Yeah.
The fellas who play now for Southern, they couldn't carry the water buckets for these guys when I was in school.
Well, you know what has happened.
It was segregated back then.
That's what has happened to black athletics.
They could compete back then with any of the Big Ten schools, any of your top 10 right now, but I've watched some of the black schools on BET, and there's no comparison.
It's almost like B-team, kitty basketball or kitty football.
Leagues playing against Giants.
I remember once upon a time when FAMU used to come to town and play the likes of Morris Brown, man, they would not only bring a bad football team, but they'd bring a hell of a band. And I mean, the bands are still good. This battle of the bands that they got hooked up is going to be great. But Southern, once upon a time, Grambling, Mississippi Valley, all them schools, oh, man. Hey, appreciate your call, Doctor. Let's go to Joe. Joe in Dunwoody. You're on the Talk How You Like Underground Posse.
How you doing, Ralph?
Joe, I'm great.
Hey, I appreciate your show, and I listen to you every night. Basically, I'm a 28-year-old young guy, and basically growing up in Atlanta. And, I mean, I think you're one of the greatest talk show hosts in Atlanta. I mean, I listen to you every night. I mean, I grow up every day. I mean, I grow up and listen to America and listen to how the communists is all bad and Cuba's bad and all this is bad and bad and bad. Explain to me. I'm not knowing what's going on. I mean, I read the papers. I listen to what all these people tell me and believe it because I don't have nothing else. I really don't. I mean,
Come on, Joe.
And I mean, I'm like most people in Atlanta. I mean, when you talk, how you talk on the radio, I listen. I mean, I listen with all my heart, and you come across and it strikes a nerve. You know why it strikes a nerve? Because you're probably talking the truth, and it gets to me, and I want to know. Why.
Okay, I take your call in earnest. Joe. And let me say this. When I talk about Russia, when I talk about the communists, and when I talk about Cuba,
yes, sir.
I'm merely trying to point out the inequities of what's really happening right here.
Yes, sir.
Nah, don't do me like that, man. Don't do me like that. But seriously, Joe, to me, I'm not concerned about Russia. I'm not concerned about a communist, quote unquote. I'm concerned about a Democrat. I'm concerned about a Republican. I'm concerned about the people here in our country who are not living up to what we say we are. We are not all that we can be. When we talk about all men are created equal and when we talk about all these serious things, you know, it's not a reality, man, and that's the whole thing I'm bringing up. Uh-oh, we got a serious bulletin coming in. Hurricane Bob must be coming to Atlanta or something.
Hi, straight from the newsroom.
Wait a minute, here he comes.
Good evening, I'm Gene Michaels, News Radio 640 WGST. A Fulton County police officer has been shot and killed just a short while ago in Sandy Springs. Police now say the perpetrator is barricaded in a house on River Valley Road, that's between Johnson's Ferry Road and Riverside Drive. Authorities say the officer was responding to a shooting in which a woman was shot in the leg. The area has been blocked off as police try to diffuse the situation. News Radio 640 WGST's Mindy Larkham is en route to the scene. Once again, Fulton County Police say an officer has been shot and killed a short while ago in Sandy Springs. We'll have further details coming up at 9 o'clock. News Radio 640 WGST time, 8:49.
No, that's not a joke, man. That's sad. A police officer is killed in the line of duty. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry. Sorry to hear that. I hope they get the perpetrator out of that house alive, but I doubt it, man. When they issue that call of an officer in distress, very rarely does the perpetrator or the suspect survive, you know, and this officer is dead. I feel for his family and his co-workers. And I'm a resident of Fulton County, and I rely on the Fulton County Police Department. That was a serious bulletin, and we thank you, Gene, for that. And we want you to keep us updated on what's going to happen. Whew, that's hot. That's cold. That's hot and cold. Hey, Darlene, Southeast Atlanta, you're on the Talk How You Like Posse. Hello.
How you doing, Ralph?
Great.
I just...
Boy, you sound good.
I was going to call and correct you about...
Butterfly?
Yeah, but somebody else beat me, too.
Yeah, it was Oprah's grandmama, Hattie McDaniels.
But I do want to say keep up the good work.
Well, Darlene, is that the same lady that's on the Aunt Jemima Grits box?
I don't think so.
They sure patterned her after that, I tell you. And I hate that stereotype, too. You know, the big fat colored woman with a bandana on her head with a big smile. I mean, please, you know.
Well, they had to be an Uncle Ben somewhere. I just wonder if his descendants are getting any of that money off of that ride.
Thank you, Darlene.
You have a nice evening and keep up the good work.
I will if folks like you keep checking in and sounding like that. Man, Barbara in Stone Mountain, the ultimate caller.
Hi, Ralph.
Hi.
I am still the ultimate caller, but you've broken my heart tonight.
Why?
Because I worried all day about what's going on in the Soviet Union. I worried all day about my teenage daughter and my 21-year-old son. And I tuned you in tonight to relax and to have a good time. And what do? You play Benny King's I Who Have Nothing, which was my main heartthrob song when I was a senior in high school. My main squeeze for 3 years. And it broke my heart.
When I found that record, I went berserk. I said, this is perfect. I'm gonna beat this into the public's mind, this I Who Have Nothing thing, and do my crying and things, you know.
But, you know, Ralph, do you have any idea how many white males and females broke their hearts with that song?
You know, and that was a time when music was universal. You're absolutely correct. Some folks, my main man who comes down here all the time, what's my man's name that does the oldie but goodies? I can't even call his name. Harry something. What's his name? Oh, anyway, he calls it South Carolina beach music, you know, and then the guy who does the news, over there at V103, Hal Lamar, he's known as Papa Gold, and he has all of the old Benny King stuff. Benny King used to sing with the Platters, I think. Or the Drifters, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? Playing Benny King's I Who Have Nothing is like playing Kumbaya for all the and I was going to sit down and listen to you and relax tonight, and you played that song, and you brought back all these wonderful memories, and I thought, Ralph, how can you do this to us?
You know, this was before stereo. This was on the old AM radio in the car or the old jukebox at the hamburger joint, you know. Kind of like Happy Days for you and something else for me.
Right, in the cul-de-sac with no lights on.
Uh-oh, not the Reverend's daughter.
Right.
Okay, Barbara.
Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for checking in. We're going to take a quick break. Karen Greer, Channel 46, is on hold from Ben Hill. We're going to go to Karen, and then my main man, Allan, in Douglasville. 233 WGST, 1-800-FON WGST. Right back at you with more conversation. Talk how you like on the Talk How You Like Underground Posse. And speaking of underground, but that underground is booming. You know, underground is a success, I must admit. Underground is a success. But I tell you, with so many folks down there Sunday, it was a shame.
Hear, you know, her voice, and if she sighs, I want to hear it.
Hey, man, what's up, man? Hey, man, roll another one, man. I like to dream, yes, right between the sound machine.
All right, let's take that magic carpet ride and go out to Ben Hill. Karen Greer, lovely Karen Greer. News at 10 on 46. Karen, how you doing, darling?
Wrong, Karen.
Oh, man.
But I appreciate the thought anyway. I am from Ben Hill, and that's what I would like to speak with you about.
Okay.
Ralph, I'm a young white woman. I was born and raised in Ben Hill, and I think that it is absolutely abominable that the whites that remain in Ben Hill and the blacks that live there live such separate lives. I mean, the whites stay locked up in their houses all the time. Any kind of social community event, the whites stay away from. They don't want to mix and they don't want to mingle with people that live right next door to them, and that really troubles me because this is my neighborhood and it's yours too.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if you get the same feeling, if you know, I wonder if it troubles the black people that live in Ben Hill as much as it troubles the white people. Or me. Just me.
Mm-hmm.
If it's the rest of
Okay, because I can't speak for the rest of them, but I can say I moved in Ben Hill in 1978. You know, are you familiar with Loch Lomond Estates?
With what?
Loch Lomond Estates.
No.
Loch Lomond is off of Niskey Lake and County Line Road down in...
What you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, with the lakes and everything, and I had 3 acres, and I didn't have any problem with my neighbors. I had one guy that said my dog jumped his fence and got his dog while she was in heat or something. But hey, it's a thing, Karen, that I witnessed the phenomena in southwest Atlanta. I watched the white flight.
Uh-huh.
And it's unfortunate that if white people, see what's appalling, what appalls me, and I think appalls you, is that what we have in Ben Hill is not your low-class blacks or your low-class whites. You have a nice mixture of good upper-middle-class people in a community where there should be no excuse for not mixing and mingling.
Right, white and black.
Now, in the Loch Lomond community, they are together, but I can't speak for Ben Hill at large, but by and large, I don't see why that should be a problem. I guess it's unfortunate the situation, basically, Karen, is the same all over America. It's not just Ben Hill, darling. What do you do for a living? You fly?
No, I'm a magazine editor.
What's the name of the book?
I'm sorry?
What's the name of the magazine?
Trust and Estates. It's a law magazine.
Ah, Trusts and Estates.
Huh?
Well, good. Well, thank you for checking in.
Okay, thank you, Ralph.
All right, let's go to Douglasville quickly. Hey, Allan, you're on the Talk How You Like Underground Posse.
How you doing, Ralph?
Great morning.
I just calling to see how your wedding went, man.
That's my main man.
Yeah.
My main man. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Listen, I was on Martin Luther King and Fulton Industrial, and I saw an airplane landing, and I thought about your dad. How's your dad doing?
He's doing just fine.
He's still flying?
He's flying.
Still got the same plane?
Yeah, he's got a new plane now.
Oh, is it a little bigger?
It's bigger.
What did he do with the other one? He gave it to you?
No, he sold it.
How's your family, man?
They're doing good.
Now, how many kids you got now? 2?
2. I got 2.
Boy and a girl?
Boy and a girl.
Man, I'm proud of you. What you doing now? You still in construction?
Yeah, I see it.
Hey, partner.
Yeah.
Let me put you on hold. We got to take a news break. I want to get your number, man, so I can check with you. All right, it's my main man, Allan, from the days of Hartsfield International Airport when I was out there working and freezing and things. This man was riding around in a motor grader with heat and air conditioning, and I was out there on the ground freezing and burning up, you know. Hey, we'll be right back. How cool. 233-WGST, 1-800-FON-WGST. How cool. How cool. How cool. How cool can one black man be? How cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as I travel through this great big country of ours, this U.S. of A., and being on the road as much as I do, I try to listen to a lot of the radio stations. It's amazing how many KISS or V103 stations there are. Jesus Christ, did people run out of call letters or what?
News as it happens, 24 hours a day. First, on Atlanta's most dependable news, traffic, and weather station. News Radio 640, WGST.
Pump it up, homeboy. Little Tina Turner. 906. Coming up on 907 right here in lovely Atlanta, Georgia. Hot in the summer. Warm in the winter. You can't beat the talk radio here, too, you know? 233 WGST.
Must understand the touch of your hand makes my pulse react.
Yeah, I'm like that, baby. I'm like that, you know?
That it's only the thrill of boy meeting girl opposites attract.
Yeah, I don't play that homo thing, you know? Opposites attract, baby. Da-da, da-da, da-da. It's only logical. That's right, baby girl. Only logical.
You must try to ignore that it means more than that. Oh, what's love got to do?
Got a big golf and tennis celebrity invitational coming up. Dominique Wilkins. Dominique. He's going to have Sinbad, Peebo Bryson, Jonathan Slocum, Clyde Atkins, Kendall Gill, you know, Mickey Mantle, Gladys Knight, and Bubba, MC Hammer. It's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. My main man, Mel Pender, over there with Horns Productions and the Atlanta Hawks. Hey, he's talking about selling these matches and these golf invitations. I think he told me $15,000 for a golf team and $500 to enter your tennis team. Whew. It's a lot of paper. Hey, and don't forget the music showcase coming up Saturday, August the 24th, 1991 at 5 o'clock at the Atlanta OIC building. That's at 818 Washington Avenue Southwest. I'm going to be there hosting, MCing. You know, I'm going to show Ice Cube how to do it. He's going to be our special guest. You know, remember the guy from Boys in the Hood, Doughboy, Ice Cube? He's going to be there with his old lady, Yo-Yo. I'm going to show Yo-Yo what a star look like, you know. Ice Cube go have Yo-Yo, and I'm going to have somebody else. Maybe Sandy and Ben Hill. Sandy, you're on the talk. How you like Underground Posse?
Hey, loving it.
Loving it, huh? Hey, why don't you black people mix with the white people out there in Ben Hill?
Well, oddly enough, the black people do mix with the white people. Sometimes it's accidental, but when you run into each other, you realize that you're real people, so it's kind of cool.
Now, how long has your family been living out there in Ben Hill?
18 years.
Were you born out there?
No. My dad's in the service. We retired there.
Oh, yeah, well, you retired? Your dad is still working.
Yeah, but he retired from the service.
I understand your sister's in dental school.
We just took her up last week.
Beautiful. Where is she in dental school, Harry?
Dental school.
Where?
Howard. She's back in Kent's here.
Howard, yes. Howard University. She's going to be a bison dentist. That's what my father finished. That's great. That's good to hear. I have an uncle that teaches operative dentistry up there. Maybe she can get an A in his class. All she got to do is mention that she used to babysit my peewees. You know? And I understand your brother is a medical doctor, right?
Both of them.
Both of them are doctors?
Yeah. You
mean to tell me that Loch Lomond is producing doctors and dentists?
Yes, black and white.
And talk show hosts?
Yes.
There must be something in the water out there in Ben Hill, you know? Hey, thank you for checking in, lovely. Are you still in Underground?
Yeah, sure am.
What's the name of that little hole in the wall where you work?
We've got a store called Effie's at Underground.
Is that the underwear store? Is that the place?
Next to the panty place.
Next to the panty place. Effie's, I didn't mean to call it a hole in the wall. But what do you all sell in Effie's?
We've got anything from bridal attire and accessories to daywear.
Well, I saw, the only thing I didn't like about my sister's wedding, her husband, I can't call him the fiance, but her husband, the part where you throw the bouquet and you throw the garter, well, when she lifted her dress up, he took her garter down with his teeth.
I call that interesting.
I call that obscene. That was my sister who was doing that, too. But she turned around and high-fived one of her buddies. I got as far away from that garter as I possibly could. I didn't want to catch it again.
Baby girl growing up.
Yeah, she's gone. She's gone. I guess the next time we see somebody married, it'll be you or either Nina and Shay.
It'll be Nina and Shay before I go.
I tell you, I got to get a whole lot of money to put on the kind of wedding my pop put on. It was rough, baby.
Yeah, I heard it was one.
And it was one of them religious weddings. It was a religious wedding. wedding. They wanted to sing Luther Vandross, that song he sings. What's that song that Luther sang? My mama said, no, we inviting Jesus to this wedding.
She's like, she wants it to last.
That's right. Absolutely right.
We had a lot of people from the wedding party at Underground.
You know, they got out the limos and started stepping and doing the cue hop and the cue dance, and the Delta started doing that ooh stuff. You know, it was wild.
That's called a celebration.
It was, you know, and I think that was a good selection to have it at the Georgia Railroad Depot.
It was. I think it gave a lot of the people from out of town a chance to see some of the city.
You know, I thought about the impression that 1,000 Negroes getting out of white limousines dressed in white tuxedos. Margot, we were in Atlanta the other weekend, and you should have seen how those colored people living up there.
They're just living the life.
They're living large. Somebody said there was a little boy there by the name of Ralph. And I was walking around like Sonny Corleone, you know, how Sonny was walking around at, yeah.
Godfather.
Yeah, I tried to take somebody upstairs, but they didn't have her upstairs.
Kind of. I'm sure your mother appreciated it.
Yeah, right. You know who was the first one in the line to get the food?
Calvin.
Me. And my dad talking about Ralph. I said, oh, Lord. Hey, Sandy, good call. Thanks for checking in tonight.
And you take...
All right, tell your folks I said, hey, that girl lives on a house out there on a steep hill. I remember her daddy tricked me into cutting that grass out there. He tricked me into cutting that grass for $7. Howard in Marietta. You're on the talk. How you like Underground Posse?
Hello, Ralph. How you doing?
Howard, you know what? Surprisingly, I'm doing great tonight, guy.
Oh, that's just nice. Look, your first time caller, love your show.
Thank you, homie. Where you been all this time? I've been on the radio 7 years, man.
Oh, man, I just been riding around, checking out your fair town.
Okay.
Yeah, look here.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Cobb County?
Yes, I'm familiar with I-75 South, which takes you out of Cobb County. No, surprisingly enough, I'm familiarizing myself with Cobb County. I was under the mistaken impression as a teenager that the only people that lived in Cobb County were barefooted, stringy-haired, tattoo-wearing, pickup truck driving, trailer-dwelling white folks. But when I went up to all of them fancy hotels and big fancy glass buildings and things they got up there, they have changed my impression entirely of Cobb County.
I hear you, Ralph. I hear you. Look at here.
Yeah.
I was out, you know, Hurt Road. Hurt Road is a little little street that cut through from Hurt Road to Powder Springs.
Okay, I'm not that familiar. All I know is South Cobb Parkway or Cobb Parkway. That's all I know about Cobb County.
Okay. Well, anyway, man,
Did you see something that upset you, my brother?
Yeah.
Well, cut to the quick and tell us what it was.
Well, like I said, it's a pretty nice neighborhood out there, and I'm just browsing around, you know, just driving through.
Mm-hmm.
And this two-story building out there, they got a little pond or something in the front yard. And they got this little mannequin-like deal, excuse me. These little clay mannequins, the little black people with the real black face, big white eyes, and red lips.
You know, it's funny to me, man, but I thought we destroyed all of those. I used to make it a point of mine. I had a special baseball bat. I used to walk up. I wouldn't care whose crib it was. I would walk up in their front yard. You talking about the little black man that stands out there like he's supposed to hold your horse? I think they call them yard jockeys or something.
Yeah. Well,
it's one. I tell you what, man. It's one on Tuckawanna Drive in southwest Atlanta, right down the street from Shirley Franklin, who's a big-time executive with the MACOG or the ACOG or the OCOG. They got a little black man with a straw hat and a fishing pole sitting on one of them little benches, and he got a piece of watermelon. I've been trying to get to that thing with one of them aluminum baseball bats, but I can't get past the German Shepherd that they got tied up to it.
I heard that. This is exactly what I'm saying, Ralph.
I thought all that mess was gone with the wind.
No, man, I thought so too.
I guess white folks think that's funny.
Yeah, I guess so, but I mean, the disturbing part about it, you know, like 2 houses up, there'll be some blacks stay there, right?
Right, there'll be some blacks that stay there. Come on now, watch the English. But the brothers will let that go in the neighborhood. I don't understand, especially on Tuckawanna. If you ever riding on Tuckawanna, it's in between Benjamin Mays and Cascade. Somebody has got and that's why Santa Claus used to give me a BB gun. And then one year Santa Claus brought me a pellet gun, and he had on the pellet gun and said, "Pump it up, homeboy, and tear down all them little black dogs." Homeboy, next time you see it, just leave a little note in the mailbox saying that your neighbors would deeply appreciate it if you would remove that mess out of your yard. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate your call. Katrina in southeast Atlanta. We're going going to take a real quick break. This is not a, this is not a longie. This is what, a 1 minute break, right? 1 minute break, Katrina. You'll be next, followed by somebody in the bat cage. I don't know who that is. Yeah, I'm Ralph, and this is how we do it. We pump it up like this, This is the beginning of another week. Let's kick it, Ralph. Talk how you like. On the underground, talk how you like posse. My main man's checking in, Andre in Decatur. Checking in from Buckingham Circle. You pay that house, no boy?
This is Bob Stamper.
And I'm Robert Callahan.
My main man.
Together we host the home
Bob
show to help you make the most of your biggest investment.
So for information you can trust, join us Saturday 1 to 3 p.m. on Atlanta's first
I don't know about that,
for
Rob.
news, traffic, and weather.
News Radio 640 WGST.
Hey, I don't know about that, Rob, but Bob is cool.
The first annual William Bill Lucas Memorial Day Classic is coming. Doubleheader football action Saturday, August 31st, beginning at 2:30 p.m. At 2:30, Clark Atlanta University takes on Morris Brown College. The winner could be the SIAC champion. Then at 6:30 p.m., Alabama State University goes head-to-head with Jackson State University. This is hard-hitting college football non-stop. The first annual William Bill Lucas Memorial Day Classic, Saturday, August 31st in the Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Brought to you by Coors Light, Luster Silk, and Right Guard. 2 games, 1 ticket. Buy 1 ticket, see both games. Tickets available now at all Ticketmaster locations.
Including Turtle, Sound Warehouse, Tower Records, and Select Acre Drugs.
To charge by phone, call 249-6400. The first annual William Bill Lucas Memorial Day Classic, Saturday, August 31st in the Atlanta Fulton County Stadium.
Hi, this is Neil Boortz. We're the new radio home of the Atlanta Braves. That's right. Starting next year, the hottest team in baseball will be right here on News Radio 640 WGST.
Yeah, my main man, Tony, and his wife, Dale, who are living in Lexington. No, Louisville. They're in Louisville now. They just got back from Jamaica. They were staying with us for a little while, brought me a nice little trinket back. And he had some of those little black dolls, but these dolls had little holes in them, for pins and things, Voodoo. We're jamming. I want to jam with you. I want to jam with jamming. Bob Marley, great man, great brother. Boy, it was sad. Untimely death. What was it, a brain tumor? Whew, smoked plenty of herb. He smoked them big old spliffs, man. Whew. That's one thing he didn't bring back from Jamaica. He didn't bring that herb back. Of course, they wouldn't let him. He had an extra suitcase, my main man Tony did, and he's from Jamaica, born in St. Ann's Bay. Went down there to visit some folks, and I took him to Kmart before he left to go to Jamaica, and he bought several of those $7, I call them granny dresses, those kind of dresses that the old sisters wear when they're going out in the yard. But, down there in Jamaica, that would be like a gown. He bought a bunch of those little $7 dresses, and then he said they just went berserk. And he also bought something that is really we take for granted here in America that they really enjoy down there on the islands. Really, they enjoy any kind of treat that has made in the USA on it. But he took some flip-flops, some plain old flip-flops down to Jamaica. Man, he said formal footwear down there. No, he should have took some barber scissors and some tweezers and cut some of them dreadlocks. Katrina, Southeast Atlanta, you're on the Talk How You Like Underground Posse.
Hello, Ralph.
Hey, Katrina.
I know you have a high regard for black trivia.
Black trivia? I'm an expert at black trivia.
I think I should get 2 tickets for knowing that the last quotation that you played was from Mo Better Blues.
How you know?
Washington.
Right? You want 2 tickets?
2 tickets.
Okay, I got 2 tickets. Put her on hold. We got 2 tickets to watch Janet Jackson.